Hey guys, BBT Vanessa here. So we're going to have a quick little video going over what happens when a cryptocurrency goes through a halving. Case in point, we just had Ravencoin go through its first halving about three or so days ago. So be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification as well. Keep up to date on everything we post. And before we get to the video itself, we're going to do a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get into this.
Decentralization is one of the most important factors in a global cryptocurrency network. Bitcoin's proof of work functions due to the exceptional security provided by the miners of the network. Today's sponsor is Compass Mining, a company with a customer-focused experience providing a tailored approach to purchasing, hosting, or even an at-home option, allowing anyone the opportunity to participate. If this interests you, head over to compassmining.io. So there was quite a few comments on what is a halving, and people are like, hey, is half of my wallet going to go away? That kind of stuff. We're going to talk through that, guys, of what this is about, how it works, that kind of thing, as we get ready for this. Yeah, we're at 982. So at every 4 years, Ravencoin inherited Bitcoin's code. So they took Bitcoin, they forked it, and they've made changes to Ravencoin to make it a distinguishable, different thing than Bitcoin, but it's still a UTXO layer 1 cryptocurrency. And what that means is it has coming from Bitcoin, it has a fixed upper bound, which is 21 billion coins, and it has a distribution schedule based on 1 minute block times, and it puts out 5,000 coins every 1 minute. So anybody contributing to security has a chance to win a block, and that block has 5,000 coins in it. So most folks have a mining machine like so, or multiple mining machines, and they contribute that hash rate to a pool, and that pool distributes a proportional amount of winnable blocks. So when they win a block, they get coins, and then they proportionately share that with the participants that are sharing hash rate. So it's a numerator and denominator thing. If you had 10 people on a pool and each one of them had 10% of the pool's hash rate, they would get 10% of the winning blocks, per distribution schedule that the pool does, right? So most pools do it after so many blocks. They validate that they earned and won the block. Then they wait for a period of time to make sure that the network has enough confirmations, and then they'll distribute those coins to the participants. What is happening with the halving is that distribution schedule that's 5,000 coins per 1 minute is going to change after a particular block number down to 2,500. So it goes from 5,000 down to 2,500. So you have a very mechanical thing that's going to occur on Ravencoin's network here in a little less than 20 minutes. And this is the first time that Ravencoin has its first halving. So this is a symbolic event on any blockchain that has, or any cryptocurrency blockchain that has this type of behavior where it halves its inflation rate. And in 4 years from now, today, if the block times stay the same 1 minute, we'll see another halving. So it'll go down to 1,250 coins per block, which is proportional to what Bitcoin was doing. So Bitcoin started at 50 coins per block, went to 25 coins in 2012. And then it went from 25 down to 12.5 and 15 in 2015-ish, 2016. And then it halved again recently, a little less than 2 years ago, and it went down to 6.25 coins per block. And Bitcoin in 2 years and 90 some odd days, it's going to have again, and Bitcoin will go down to 3.125 coins per block. So you can see that each of these events have always caused a parabolic rise. At least it did with most of all the coins out there that have this kind of behavior. And it isn't, I mean, there's definitely a price speculation piece to it, right? Like people are speculating like, hey, there's less out there, surely it's going to go up. But what ends up happening is you usually have a J curve. And a J curve is where you kind of have a buying of the news, you have a sell of the event, right? Which I think is what we're seeing right now. This event's about to occur here in 15 minutes. We'll switch to the screen here. I'm going to refresh to make sure we don't miss it. We are at 87987. So at 90, when we're 10 blocks away, which is 10 minutes, we will switch over. But so you have these, these events that occur every 4 years, and you have that deflationary. It's not deflationary. It's a pull. What's the best way to explain this? A change to the inflation rate is the best way to explain it. So the coin is still inflating to its upper bound of 21 billion, just like Bitcoin is inflating at 6.25 coins up to its upper bound of 21 million. And you have, a real strain on supply. So what ends up happening is right now 5,000 coins every 1 minute for Ravencoin. Miners are getting that. Miners could be trading to Ethereum, could be trading to Bitcoin, could be trading and selling activities. That naturally will be cut in half, right? So it doesn't matter that all of us miners are still there. If price doesn't change, then the mining rate will contract, right? Because the profitability will go down quite a bit, right? So this is the behavior that ends up happening on most networks is you'll have like a J curve also on the mining rate because there's going to be other things that are more profitable to mine for miners and they got to pay electricity and stuff like that. So they're going to potentially pull down. You'll see the Ravencoin hash rate start to drop here pretty close to after the halving if the price doesn't really move, which I don't think it's an immediate snap to bang. It's always a J curve. Bitcoin, after its second halving, it had an upper bound high of $1,200 from 212. It went to 1,200. And then it went all the way back down to 620 and sat in flat at 600, right? So it halved. It halved on the price too after the halving and sat there for about a half a year. And then it went to 20,000 before the next halving, a year before the next halving. So you have these events when you have a run on supply, and now you have physically less supply entering the system. So these things are a rolling wave. So you have the event, and then you kind of have the following wave that comes behind it.